know who Jake Paul should definitely fight next? Edgar Berlanga. Okay, listen. Number one, we are ready for Jake Paul to fight an active pro boxer. Number two, Jake Paul has been calling out Canelo Alvarez for a while now. So in order for Jake Paul to convince the world that Canelo should be next, he should take on a like opponent, and Berlanga is the perfect one. Another reason, Berlanga isn't really considered as a highly skilled boxer. No, he's known as more of a puncher than a boxer. And Jake Paul, oh no one considers Jake Paul as a very skilled boxer. But we do consider him as a puncher. And speaking of which, let's think about their resumes. Berlanga, before fighting Canelo Alvarez, if you think about the fighters he fought, I want you to name a few of them. When it comes to Jake Paul, well, at least you can name them. So if you like this idea, I think the War Room is the perfect place to start pushing for this.
Have you ever participated in exhibitions like that? Had people like Jake Paul criticize you, or had other well-known people ask you if it's worth it from a commercial standpoint when I finish boxing? If so, why don't I? After winning a unanimous decision, Floyd Mayweather doesn't mince words when discussing Jake Paul's audacious plans to take on Canelo Alvarez. Victory on November 15th over Mike Tyson, Paul, the controversial YouTuber turned boxer.
He told me before his goal is to fight Canelo, so that's, you know, where his mindset's at.
He get fucked up by Canelo. There's no way he get demolished. But for what he's doing, as long as they keep getting YouTubers and keep putting them in there with MMA guys,
yeah,
that's kind of over the hill, he's going to continue.
Has been causing a stir in the boxing world with his audacious comments and fearless challenges. Most recently, he targeted Canelo Alvarez, who is considered to be among the best pound-for-pound fighters in the sport. The possibility of Paul and Alvarez facing off today has generated a contentious discussion among some Paul. Divisive force that is bringing new life to boxing. Others, however, dispute his skill set and his ability to compete with a fighter of Alvarez's talent. In a recent interview, Floyd Mayweather, who is renowned for his skill in the ring and his unvarnished opinions, gave Jake Paul a harsh warning about his desire to take on boxing legend Canelo Alvarez. Mayweather didn't mince words when he responded to Paul's repeated references to a possible showdown with Mayweather.
I think it's good because, you know, what happened there is other people who never watch boxing, or they don't know anything about boxing, they want to watch Jake Paul because he's coming from he bring fans from other world, right? Yeah. No boxing fans, and that's good. That's good because everybody enjoys.
Mayweather's comments served as both a harsh assessment of Paul's ambitions and a reality check. Mayweather started off by praising Jake Paul's capacity to draw attention and revenue in the boxing community, but he soon turned to a critical evaluation of Paul's preparedness to take on an opponent of Canelo's. Caliber. According to Mayweather, Jake Paul has earned his fortune and reputation by taking on older fighters, retired athletes, and non-professional boxers. Canelo is not one of those individuals. He is at the peak of his game and would easily defeat Jake in the opening few rounds. Yes, I constantly believe that I can accomplish this and this and this, but in the end, I am powerless to do anything that highlights the discrepancy in discipline and ability. That Mayweather clarified that a beginner like Paul cannot take Canelo's entrance into the ring lightly.
Would you ever entertain that idea when you're done?
Maybe.
Do you like respect, you know, there's this whole new wave of like YouTube fighters, like do you respect them as fighters?
As a fighter, I don't know, because being a fighter is different. No, but what they do, I think
Jake Paul wouldn't last a single round against Mayweather, who claimed that this isn't the YouTube boxing scene or a staged fight, but rather real boxing at its best. Canelo has spent his whole life preparing and competing against elite fighters. Mayweather's caution went beyond the dangers to Paul's health. He also mentioned the consequences for Paul's reputation. Although Paul has been able to captivate fans with his unusual boxing career, facing a warrior like Canelo may destroy his reputation forever. Mayweather warns that Jake is playing a risky game if he believes he can defeat Canelo. He has established a brand, but if he enters the ring and loses, all of that excitement will go. Like boxing.
I think I would really kick Floyd's ass in the street fight. Wouldn't even be no match, but probably if I was his size in the ring, he would outpoint me, yeah. He has a really good technique for his style, yeah, he's really...
Unbeaten Paul's public challenges were also criticized by Legend, who called them a publicity stunt. Mayweather is accusing Paul of taking advantage of boxing's attention economy without really adhering to its demands, and Jake speaks about a huge game because it keeps him in the news, but let's face it, he knows he's not on Canelo's level. Calling him out is just noise to keep people away. Talking Mayweather. In closing, he emphasized that boxing isn't a sport for amateurs who lack the commitment and talent to compete with the sport's elite. If Jake Paul's are serious about competing against real fighters, he should rise through the ranks like everyone else. Stop chasing the big names for a paycheck, earn his fans, or continue entertaining his fans in his own lane. Many boxing fans and experts agree with Floyd Mayweather's opinion that a bout between Jake Paul and Canelo Alvarez would not only be mismatched but might also be harmful, which has generated a lot of discussion in the boxing community. The sport's legitimacy and others, however, interpret Mayweather's remarks as an effort to shield professional boxing's integrity from the increasing impact of celebrity bouts. For Jake Paul still faces the challenge of establishing himself as a serious contender in the Whether he takes Mayweather's advice or goes ahead with his plans to fight Canelo, one thing is certain. The road ahead will call for more than just hype and confidence. It will require a level of preparation and dedication that many, including Mayweather, feel Paul has not yet shown.
Yeah, I always think I can do this different and this, but at the end of the day, I can't.
Mayweather expressed his continued skepticism regarding Jake's ability to compete against professional boxers, saying, "It's good for what he's doing, but it will be awful when he faces a genuine fighter." Floyd Mayweather, who has first-hand knowledge of Canelo Alvarez's tenacity and skill, didn't hold back when Shah expressed his opinions in an open interview with TMZ Sports. Mayweather stated that he will be defeated by Canelo, adding that there was no chance for him to win. Mayweather thought back on his fight with Logan in 2021, Paul Jake's older brother, during the exhibition match. Even as Jake Paul tried to stir things up with taunts and insults, Mayweather's dominance in the ring was indisputable. Difficult as although Mayweather didn't seem interested in fighting him, things could have turned out differently now that he is open to the possibility of doing so, albeit with certain limitations. Mayweather made reference to his natural weight of 147 pounds when he stated, "I'd fight him in a real fight at the weight that I'm at." Although Canelo Alvarez hasn't completely ruled out the possibility of facing Jake Paul in the ring at some point, his goals are still very much focused on being a professional boxer. Ambitions led by Jake Paul, unfazed by doubters and skeptics, keeps igniting interest and discussion in the boxing community.